Hi, my name is Eve Irvine and I'm the police chief of the Torrance Police Department. We're sharing this critical incident community briefing to provide information about an officer-involved shooting that occurred on December 9th, 2018. The briefing will include video footage and other relevant facts and evidence so you can have a better understanding of what occurred based on what we know at this time. In this case, Christopher DeAndre Mitchell was in a stolen car in a supermarket parking lot with an altered long gun between his legs when officers first approached him. The shooting occurred a short time later after Mitchell did not follow the officers' directions and reached for the weapon. This shooting is the subject of 4 separate and independent investigations by 3 entities: the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office, the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office, and the Torrance Police Department. The police department conducts thorough investigations that include interviewing multiple witnesses, reviewing video footage, analyzing forensic evidence, and more. Our understanding of the incident may change as additional evidence may surface or as existing evidence is analyzed and reviewed. The investigations will not draw conclusions about whether the officers acted consistent with our policies and the law until all facts are known and the investigations are completed. In this briefing, we will refer to the officers as Officer 1 and Officer 2. We are not releasing their names because of credible death threats made in graffiti at the site of this shooting. A word of caution: the images and information you are about to see may be disturbing. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. The Torrance Police Department began using body-worn cameras in June of 2018. They are worn at chest level by most officers assigned to field duty. The cameras capture a general perspective of what is in the camera view. However, footage may or may not be what the officer actually sees, and at times an officer's movement or hand positioning can inadvertently block the camera's view. It is also important to remember these cameras will not always capture light in the same manner as the human eye. Due to the lack of light in this case, the body camera footage does not clearly show what the officers saw.
Hello, I'm Sergeant Ronald, Public Information Officer for the Torrance Police Department. On December 9th, 2018, Torrance Police Dispatch received a 911 call from a man who was following his stolen black 2000 Honda Civic in the area of Denker Avenue and Carson Street in unincorporated Los Angeles County.
Hello, sir. Torrance.
It's an emergency. My car was stolen Friday, and I'm right behind the person that's in my car right now.
Okay, where are you at?
I'm located in Torrance. I'm right here on coming down Carson and Denker.
13 minutes later, at 7:53 p.m., 2 Torrance police officers were patrolling the area of 220th Street and Western Avenue when the owner of a stolen Civic approached them. The victim told officers his car was stolen a few days earlier and that he had just seen it in the area of 220th Street and Abalone Street.
Their vehicle was just stolen and they were chasing the suspect vehicle, who was last seen approximately 30 seconds ago going westbound on 220th from Western, going northbound across the DMV. Stand by for a description of the vehicle. Vehicle is a 2000 Honda Civic, black, and one of the headlights is out. Also stolen from Ellie Strip.
Video from a supermarket at 1770 Carson Street shows the stolen Civic entering the parking lot at 7:54 p.m. Just 3 minutes later, 2 other officers arrived and spotted the Civic parked on the east edge of the lot under a large tree. Officer 1 parked behind the Civic and approached from the driver's side. Officer 2 approached the passenger side. With the flashlight in his left hand, Officer 1 opened the driver's side door of the Civic. Mitchell's hands were initially on the steering wheel. Officer 1 then saw the buttstock of a long gun between Mitchell's legs. Mitchell then dropped his hands out of the view of the officers toward the buttstock of the long rifle. Officer 1 ordered Mitchell not to move. He drew his firearm and gripped it with both hands. Both officers stepped back while Officer 1 gave 2 commands for Mitchell to get out of the car. Mitchell did not comply. Officers then saw Mitchell drop his hands for a second time toward the weapon. In the video, you can see Mitchell slowly lean forward. This is when officers fired a total of 3 rounds. Here is Officer 1's body camera video.
What are you doing here, man? Don't move. Don't move.
Oh, sorry, I'm
Get out of the car.
I didn't mean to.
Get out of the car.
All right.
Now here's a brightened version for a better perspective.
What are you doing here, man?
That's a black garment bag,
Don't move.
partially covering his leg. The long gun is between his legs.
Get out of the car.
I didn't mean to.
Get out of the car.
All right.
Here is the image showing Mitchell's hands dropping out of view. The video has also been slowed down to provide perspective. This is a slowed down replay of Mitchell dropping his hands out of view toward the long gun.
Get out of the car.
Video from another officer's body-worn camera shows a long gun in Mr. Mitchell's lap before officers retrieved the weapon. Here is a photo of the recovered long gun. Investigators determined the long gun was a Crosman Phantom 1000 air rifle with an altered buttstock. An altered buttstock simply means the rear portion of the long gun was modified, cut, or shaved down from how it was initially manufactured. Individuals who alter buttstocks generally do so to make a long gun easier to conceal. Here is a photograph of a sawed-off shotgun. Note the similarities. Here's a photograph of an unaltered Crosman rifle. After the shooting, Mitchell was talking. The long gun was still in his lap and accessible. Because Mitchell was still armed and not following commands, the situation was elevated to a tactical response.
Don't move, man.
Don't move.
Back up. Let us see your hands. We need to help you. 417. Hey, get back here, man. We got a gun in his lap. He's still talking. Don't move, man.
Officers developed an extraction and aid plan that would include the use of a BearCat Armored Vehicle. It took 37 minutes to safely remove Mitchell from the vehicle. Afterwards, officers applied first aid. Tragically, they were unsuccessful in reviving him. Mitchell was a 22-year-old resident of Los Angeles and a documented gang member who went by the moniker Cowboy. His criminal record includes convictions for possessing a firearm and operating a chop shop in 2014, vehicle theft in 2015, vehicle theft in 2016, and trespassing, possessing burglary tools, possessing a controlled substance, and vehicle theft in 2018.
After the investigations are completed, the case will be submitted to the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office. Our Command Staff and Use of Force Committee will also review this case to evaluate and determine if the tactics and use of deadly force met our policies and procedures. It is a tragedy for all of those involved whenever there is an officer-involved shooting. For those involved, for the officers, and for the Torrance Police Department. The job of a police officer is often difficult and dangerous. Although we train and work hard to de-escalate volatile situations, often officers must react, sometimes in a split second. The use of deadly force is rarely used and is traumatizing for all parties involved. If you would like more information on our use of force policies and procedures, you can visit our website and view our department policy manual. Thank you for taking the time to view this critical incident community debriefing.